Join me as I analyze Tim Burton's use of mise-en-scene used in 3 of his most famous films, Beetlejuice, Dark Shadows, and Sweeney Todd. Just like film creator Stephen King uses low-key lighting in his 1990 film It, Tim Burton creates a particularly gloomy atmosphere with the help of his lighting. Overall, black and white low-key lighting was used to capture Sweeney Todd's mise-en-scene, which was ideal for the overall look and mood of the film. As you take notice of each of Tim Burton's films, you'll notice a similarity in the setting. The characters in his films live in worlds of contrast between eerie atmospheres and whimsical fantasies. This is especially portrayed in his 2012 film, Dark Shadows. Even though the story is set in more contemporary times, anyone who has seen a Tim Burton movie will know that the director enjoys using costumes with a 19th century Victorian flair. Characters wearing a variety of attire with black and white striped designs are a common example of this. Sweeney Todd, Dark Shadows, and Beetlejuice, the main usage of makeup is pancake white makeup, black eyes, spirals, and stripes. Within the acting is the skittish outcast, basically Tim Burton incorporating his own life into one of his characters. In Beetlejuice, it would be Beetlejuice and Lydia. In Sweeney Todd, it would be Sweeney Todd and Barnabas Collins in Dark Shadows. The reason being for these characters being the skittish outcast is because they are different from each of the main characters. For Beetlejuice, it is because he is considered an undead monster. For Lydia, it is because she's a gothic teenager, very antisocial. For Barnabas Collins, it's because he was turned into a vampire. He doesn't know his way around at all without the help of his family. And for Sweeney Todd, the reason why he's an outcast is because he's just returning from actually being exiled from an island. And when he comes back, he is unknown to barely anybody except for Mrs. Lovett. The main use of the cinema technique is the camera angles. In Tim Burton's movies, the camera moves about a lot. The technique is employed expressively, and the result is pure cinematic mastery. Frequently, the camera is mounted to a dolly, a crane, occasionally even a helicopter or the conventional Steadicam tool. Sometimes it may seem as though you are riding a phantom train or roller coaster. The high-angled gliding and weaving tracking shot is one of Burton's distinguishing camera movements. It's used to highlight the sets and make the imagery as cinematic as possible. Each and every movie contains examples of this camera aesthetic. In his opening credit sequences, Burton often uses the high-angled roving camera. This concludes my film analysis of mise-en-scene on the auteur Tim Burton. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it.